What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Cleveland Pulse YouTube channel. I am your host, Justin Harold, and with me, as always, my co-host, Jeff Santa. Today, we are bringing you the Week 9 preview for the Cleveland Browns versus the Cincinnati Bengals, the Ohio rivalry. A game that is currently a must-win for the Cleveland Browns, and obviously the Bengals coming off of a tough loss to the New York Jets in what has been a incredibly unique week for the Cleveland Browns and probably ideal week for the Cincinnati Bengals. So with that being said, Jeff, how are you doing and what are your thoughts so far on this preview?
I'm doing great. I think that this preview is pretty straightforward. There's a lot to talk about between the Bengals, which has been a surprise considering they do have a better record than us. This is a team we, took care of business last year with. Of course, they have some different pieces, but it's going to be interesting. And if it's the week that the Browns desire to play their most well-rounded week of football, then I don't think anyone would be complaining about that.
Yes, obviously. If you guys have not already seen, we made a video about the Odell Beckham Jr. situation that has transpired. If you guys could go watch that video to get our detailed thoughts on that. Obviously, like before, if you guys haven't already, please subscribe, hit the bell notification, leave a like and comment on this video. But with that being said, obviously, name of the game for the Browns is a must win. They're sitting at 4-4, coming off of a division loss to the Steelers at home, going to Cincinnati, to a very good Cincinnati team that is 5-3, with a quarterback who is playing top 5 football right now, a running back that is playing top 5 running back, and a receiver who's, very much a top 3, top 5 wide receiver right now as a rookie, and a very stout defense. Like Jeff said, a team that we just did not expect to be saying those kind of things about this year. And so with that being said, the Browns dealing with some internal problems with the whole Odell Beckham Jr. situation, but also getting some players back off of the injury report. Obviously, the only person that, is known to be out for this game is Jack Conklin, starting right tackle. But we are hoping to get Denzel Ward and Donovan Peoples-Jones back, especially with the exit of Odell Beckham Jr. happening. So with that all being said, Jeff, what are the thoughts leading into this game?
So what's interesting to me when you look at Joe Burrow's portfolio for the year, which it's pretty good, but against the AFC, which of course they've played more games against the AFC, but 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions for a passer rating of 119.4. So he's playing his best football when it matters, which is really what you want to see, especially from a younger guy in your organization. I think you really hit the nail right on the head. Joe Mixon, 572 rushing yards, and Jamar Chase already with 786 receiving yards. I think that what makes me nervous about this team is that they're a team that likes to go downfield, which you saw that we struggled with against Arizona and we struggled with against the Chargers. But this is a team where I would kind of equate them, I would say that they're the upgraded version of Minnesota, which I thought we did pretty good against Minnesota. We played Justin Jefferson very well outside of one drive, and we played Adam Thielen extremely well the whole game. So I think this is really a game where you just have to match up well. I'd like to see some pressure from Joe Woods. I'm not going to hold my breath on that situation, though, because we haven't seen it all year. I wish we would send more than 4 people from the defensive line. But I just think if we don't give up the big chunk plays, which has been our kryptonite all year, it's a pretty simple game plan. And, just let's lean on our running game from the offensive side of the ball and our offensive line.
Yeah, honestly, all very well said, and I think I'll leave that at that. I think I'll go into more of the kind of parallel from this time last year to what it is now. The Cincinnati Bengals sitting at 1-5-1 at this time last year, and the Cleveland Browns sitting at 5-2. Obviously, we're 4-4 now, and the Bengals are 5-3. However, in the matchup last year, we won this game 37-34, but not before Baker Mayfield interception in the first quarter that led to Odell Beckham Jr. being hurt and out for the rest of the season. To which point, afterwards, he would go to have, I believe, 21 consecutive straight passes for completions, 5 touchdowns, and 297 yards in that win. And obviously, like we said, Odell's out now. He's no longer a part of this team, and we have seen what that has done for Baker Mayfield, especially last year, the latter half of last year, where he performed very well. And we're hoping for, a similar outcome here. I think at the end of the day, that's kind of where this whole matchup is going to be highlighted at. Obviously, we have our defensive players who Myles Garrett will need to get to Joe Burrow and make him, cough up the ball a couple times in order to probably seal the win. But at the end of the day, this will be how Baker Mayfield responds to this whole week and the whole, 8 games before this about his criticisms. And honestly, for me, I hope that we get what we got last year at this time. So, Jeff, what are your thoughts on the offense for this game?
Offense for me is let's show that we could do something outside of the first drive of the game and the first drive of the second half. Let's go off script and make it count. I mean, the scoring the first drive of the game is nice, but what bothered me about playing the Steelers is that the first drive of the game was nice and it looked like we were getting everything we wanted. And then we make one mistake and of course we kick a field goal. We need to have timely plays on the offensive side of the ball and mistakes, which you're going to have mistakes, but they can't be in big spots in the game. We got to get that out of our system. And it's almost the same way for the defensive side of the ball. Myles Garrett is leading the league in sacks, but I was more impressed with his first 7 or 8 games last year. I think
Right.
Me and you have talked about that and agreed, like a sack on first down is nice and all, but if that's the only sack of the game and we can't get off the field on timely possessions and timely parts of, the ebb and flow, the momentum of the game, then it doesn't really mean a whole lot. I know that he's our best defender and he probably will be for the remainder of the year, but it's really time where we need to start making the big plays and force our opponents to make the mistakes when it really matters.
Yeah, I think for me to just close this one up, honestly, the 2 points that I think need to be corrected throughout this week and that need to happen in this game is execution. So that means, no penalties.
Mm-hmm.
The penalties have been killing us all year long. And then takeaways on defense. It's not good enough to be the team that's stout on first and second downs and lets, teams get what they want on third and fourth and not take the ball away. TOP, obviously a huge concern, and, turnovers, winning the turnover category, which we have not done in a very long time. So a game that will probably be a lot more, contested than what I think we had it at before this season, to be honest with you.
Yep.
I almost want to just make it the score from last year just so that it ends up being like that. But I'm going to say probably not as many points. I'm going to say the Browns 34 and the Bengals 31. Keep it within that field goal range, but the Browns win a must needed game.
I've been thinking about this all week. I honestly don't even know what to say. I know that it's a must win. You can't go 0-2 in the division. You really can't, especially when we have not even played Baltimore yet. Right. So I'm going to say the Browns win. I don't have any score prediction. I don't even know because I'm sure I'm saying the Browns are going to win, just praying that they don't let us down. That's really the key message at the end of the day. And I'm just expecting the best all-around football game, regardless of the score. If we come out with the win, I'll be a pleased, happy camper.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, with that being said, like I said at the beginning, if you guys have not already, please subscribe, leave a like, hit the bell notification, and leave us your thoughts on this matchup. Obviously, one that is, got a lot of storylines going into it, but hopefully coming out of it, it will be a Browns win. With that being said, we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.